Welcome back to BYO Beats Podcast, your beer and music podcast. We are here in our third and final week with our guest Remus Webb. We're going to get started with the In Your Feels segment number 5. For the beer, for In Your Feels, we have a, let me get this exactly right, fruity, hazy IPA. So, I have from Crooked Stave Brewing Company the Double Juicy. It's a hazy imperial, so I got a little bit of extra 8.5%. This is from Crooked Stave in Denver, Colorado. So I'm excited for this.
Okay. I'm coming out near you actually for this one, Johnny. From Great Divide, I have the Tangerine Riot Fruited IPA. I don't know what that thing is right there.
Oh, it's a tangerine.
Eating a microphone,
Yeah, it's like
I
a
think.
punk rock tangerine.
Yeah,
I can get with it.
yeah. But yeah, I think I might have slightly misread the prompt for the beer. I got a fruited IPA instead of a fruit citrus, but I mean IPA is IPA, right?
Yeah,
But
cool.
I completely failed.
oh no,
Oh no.
This area sucks.
that's okay.
I don't think it's bad. I think I just have to. I had to do more searching, and it was so
Mm.
hard. I just got.
Hey,
Hey,
that is not a bad option.
Voodoo
Yes.
Ranger, that stuff's good. That stuff's good.
Yeah, I just go for what I know. It's like, oh, that's not what I'm looking for, but I can probably guarantee it's be delicious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what makes a hazy IPA your In Your Feels choice?
Um, I think who I drank it with, man, it's non. I guess less frequent beer drinkers can go that route without hurting themselves too bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and I'm just recalling the young ladies that have shared a beer with. So
Yeah.
it's safe. It's safe.
I already know where you're going. Yeah. 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 Bitterness is tough. Like it's like for a lot of people. Um, it's funny that you mentioned that actually. So my sister's 21st birthday is coming up next week. Next week from us now. This would be several months ago, but I when I picked up the beer for the show, I also bought her a 6 pack, and she asked me for buzz balls. You guys know what that is? Like the little like tiny thing. And I was like, "Why do you want that?" She's like, I've seen them. They look good." I was like, "Okay." So I got her 3 of those. And I was like, "You know what? Let me think of another thing that people think they want when they don't know anything about alcohol yet." So I got 2 shooters of Patron Silver. Let's see how she likes that one. But I also got her a mix and match 6 pack of beer. Uh, I got her an Angry Orchard, a Blake's Triple Jam, a Bee Nectar, cherry honey mead, and then I went a little bit heavier, so a Blue Moon, just because I've never met someone that likes beer that didn't like Blue Moon. And then an Island Beats from Lagunitas, and that's the one that I thought of for when it comes to this, because I was like, it's so fruity. The alcohol is so low; it's 5%.
I love Island Beats.
It's so good. It's very nice. It's very smooth. So like if my vision was when I was making the 6 pack. It sounds like an art form. It's not. You just pick it off the wall. But yeah, my vision for the beers was to keep her comfortable with the ciders, because they're not quite as, they're obviously not as bitter. They just get used to the feeling of drinking alcohol, and then you get to the Island Beat, you get to the Blue Moon, and then you're just like, okay, that's what beer tastes like. And then, because I feel like no one really likes a lager at first. lager's a lot of people's acquired taste. And then the light IPA, and then the last one I got was the Rochester Mills Milkshake Stout. And I was like, if someone's gonna like a stout, this would not be a bad first one to try. So, yeah, but the main point was Island Beats. Is like, I almost went with that for this, but I was like, I don't know, let's do something I haven't tried yet.
Yeah. I miss Lagunitas. I only went a few times, but every time I went, it was fantastic. You know, they actually had to shut down that tap room, and I think they shut down the whole facility. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they're still operating out of California, but it's a
wow.
bummer.
I'm very glad that we got to go there though, because that place was crazy. Especially the entrance. Like you walk down the weird tunnel while they're playing Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka. It was really weird. Like, yeah.
Check out our Instagram. We've got a video on it. You'll just have to go back a little bit.
All right. So I think that's cool. That's it for the beer for right now. We'll come back for ratings at the end. We're going to move on to our song for In Your Feels.
Let me pull it up. Sorry. I was on a deep dive of
You're
Giovanni
good.
Gabrielli. This is a super long playlist.
Hey, how many hours are we at?
11.
11 hours?
All right. So for the In Your Feels segment, we're going to take a quick listen to this and be right back. For you guys at home, remember this is available on the BYO Beats podcast, the Complete Collection playlist on Spotify. You can either search for the title or it is linked in our link tree. That'll be linktr.ee/BYO Beats. It's also available on our Instagram bio at BYO Beats _podcast. So you scroll down, you'll get there eventually. The song we're about to listen to is called For You from Stefon Harris and Blackout. So we're going to listen to that and be right back.
All right, you just heard For You by Stefon Harris and Blackout, and that was really fun. So the question I always ask when it comes to In Your Feels, was this something that you listen to when you're sad to make yourself not so sad, or is it something to help you really feel your emotion? I feel like it's the former for this one, because by the time we stopped listening to that just now, I was just like, wow, what are we doing now? What like, it's so relaxing. It's also awesome to hear percussionists playing melodic instruments in a jazz form with the vibes in marimba. That was super cool. And then to add the electronic sound of the talk box on top was really fun too. But I should probably let you speak on your own emotions, Remus. Why was this your In Your Feels?
I think it had to do with when I like really dug into this album. I was dating my daughter's mother. So, in big love, heavy love. Yeah, we're no longer together, but this like maybe the first time I felt like nostalgia, like it was weird. It was like during the song, like sun was setting, I'm driving, we just broke up, and I'm like, ugh. But this song came on in this weird, like, because it has the groove to it. It's like, yeah, I'm sad, but let me tell you a story about it also. And the words are for you. They're hard to understand with the voice changing, but the title is for you, and the words that I can make out when I can make them out, it's like, wow, this is like speaking from a certain place, which was super cool. But yeah, it puts me somewhere every now and then, listening to it. But it's consistent with it. It's never like hard, angry. Why'd you do that to me? But it was like, man, that was a time. Like, wow, that's sweet. Sweet. Yeah.
Huh. Wow. That's definitely not a perspective we've had on the show at this point, I don't think.
Not in this segment, that's for sure.
No.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I've broken things.
All right. I mean, like, yeah. It reminds me of what our some past guests have kind of used Philip Glass for.
Ooh.
In a way. Like, so I think it was Tyler Austin's episode that we talked about a little bit about Philip Glass, because that was one of his selections, and about the kind of the sound of monotony and just allowing the music to wash over you, not really caring what it sounds like necessarily, but it cleanses something.
Yeah. Man, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So now I gotta go listen to some Philip Glass now.
Maybe, yeah. But like, I liked what you said about let me tell you a story, because that can a great story will get your mind in a different place, and a happier place, a less severe emotion once you've heard a good story that doesn't necessarily have to do with what you're dealing with at that moment. So yeah,
it could take you somewhere, and it's interesting always hearing different stories. Like, wow, that's, and then you look at the storyteller and it made it that smiling. I was like, oh, that was a horrible story. It's like, should we be smiling or laughing? Well,
right.
I'm okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, there's something to be said about sharing that emotion and that story with someone else. You know, there's like some catharsis that happens there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, in that same sense, do you think about your daughter as well when you're listening to this?
No, I don't.
No? Okay.
No.
I guess that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, man, no. I think that was before. Well, it might have been before she got pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have to think about that one.
All right. we'll cut that question
now. Yeah, so when it comes to In Your Feels, do you find yourself listening to this song and this artist album, or is it more of the style that you listen to?
Oh man, it's a wide range of things. I think it's, man, first thing that popped in my head was a tempo. Like something slow, and like that's almost a slow tempo, but at the same time it has a groove.
Yes.
And almost like lyrics. I hate listening to songs with lyrics because I'm super into them. And what are you listening to? And I don't know if I did that before I had a kid, but now I'm listening to all the lyrics. What are they saying? What are they saying? But now I'm listening to lyrics and like, oh, I got to turn this off, man. I can't, because, oh man, I'd be all, eyes watering.
Okay.
Man, I gotta. It has to be like no vocals, zero vocals, so I can just be free and not have anybody poke me in the feels.
Yeah, I did notice in the Killer Mike song we listened to last week, I was thinking like, this is really good, but these lyrics don't mean that much. And I was like, it's probably on purpose. It's like,
yeah, and especially with Killer Mike, he tends to, as a lyricist, he tends to be pretty hard hitting and pretty in your face and very political. So it's very obvious when you listen to his songs where he stands on things. And that song, and it's been a while since I've listened to that whole album, Michael, but that song in particular is kind of not his typical. It's a lot more low key, I should say.
Yeah.
More vibey.
But also, that's another thing I really like about the talk box in this song, because it's like, so when I think of talk box, I think of two things. The first is Daft Punk, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and of course,
Robot Heads.
Yeah, and then of course, Stronger by Kanye is kind of correlated because that's the same. That's the sample from it. But then I think of this guy on TikTok, R.I.P. possibly. His name is Carson something. He did a cover of "Hopelessly Devoted to You" from Grease with the talk box on, and I was like, this is too good, because he's playing it on the keyboard himself, and he's got the whammy bar going too, and I'm just like, this is so good, I can't believe it. And yeah, it wouldn't have mattered if that was from Grease or not. That would have gone viral if he wasn't even speaking. It was just the sound of the talk box and the whammy bar just fit so well. So yeah, this song reminded me quite a bit of that.
Talkbox is sick.
Yeah.
It sounds so cool.
Yeah. I also saw this other guy on TikTok that made his own talkbox by taping a plastic straw to his phone speaker, and then you just put it in your mouth like you do the tube from the talkbox that goes from your piano into your mouth. I mean, it's like you got to tape something to your phone, so maybe you don't want to do that. But like, you know.
See, now I got to go find that.
Yeah.
Talk box all day. Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else, Doss or Remus, about this song, Talkbox?
Just another shout out for those percussionists that learned jazz with their keyboard instruments. That's just so cool to me.
Yeah. It feels rare.
Yeah.
There
was one guy I grew up with, going to high school with. He was a French horn player, but he also played piano, and in their jazz band, he played vibes. And I was just like, dude, you're wild. And then he didn't go into music, and I was like, well, what are you here for?
Wow.
Man, I must have had a unique experience, because like we had our regular band director, but then we also had a guy who came in to do jazz, and his main instrument is vibes. So he's like a vibes guy, and he came in to do like our jazz combo and help out with the jazz band and stuff. So yeah, I didn't realize how rare that was, but like, cause he would always like, he'd be like trying to explain something, and he's like, I just gotta show you, and then he would like run up to the vibes and like do his thing, you know,
right?
And he'd do his thing, and he'd be like, oh, okay.
Yes. Like we said before, let me show you. I don't want to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, then let's get to our ratings. Feels like we're moving really fast, but
it does. But no, we're good. We're making good time. But like, yeah.
All right. I've got Double Juicy Hazy Imperial IPA from Crooked Stave Brewing Company out of Denver. This is way too good for 8.5%. Like, this is one of those beers where you drink it and you're like, oh man, I can get myself in a lick of trouble if I drink too much of this. Like,
we're gonna hear you slurring all through the sixth segment then?
Maybe. I mean, I was pretty conservative with my pour, but oh my gosh, I will be finding their tap room and enjoying some taps there, because this, if it tastes this good out of the can, yeah, this is exactly what you want in a hazy IPA. It's got all of the right citrus notes. It's got the right mouthfeel. It's got the right aftertaste where you got a little bit of dry mouth that makes you want to take a sip of water, which I think is really, really important, especially on these Imperials, because it helps naturally balance you. Or like right now, it's like, I could eat a couple pretzels right now. That'd be really good. Like, that's exactly what I'm looking for in like this type of beer. So I'm very happy with this. 4.75 for me. Very happy with this.
Nice. All right, for the Great Divide Tangerine Riot Fruited IPA, I'm much happier with this than with the Coconut Double IPA. No, this is very good. It's a 6.4 ABV beer, but we were talking. I talked about Island Beats earlier. It's very similar, honestly. Maybe slightly less sweet, but that's because the alcohol content's about 1.5% higher. I'm going with 4.0.
Voodoo Ranger, pure IPA. I didn't know it was 9%.
Oh no!
Good thing, bad thing. But yeah, no, I think it's a good thing, man. When you forget, like, oh shoot, then you said it, Johnny. I think, oops, I get into some trouble.
Right.
That was just one can. We're fine. Oh,
right.
no. Yeah. But definitely good. 4.75, man.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, consistent.
Those Voodoo Rangers are so good.
Yeah.
Never miss.
And they're consistent. That's what's the best part, I think.
And with that, we're going to rinse out our glasses, pour our last drinks, and be back at you for the 6th and final segment.
Welcome back to BYO Beats. We're in our final Reliable segment with Remus, and we've had a great time. We're finishing with an old friend that we've had so many times this season, and it's going to be every season. It is, because it's just that good. Two Hearted Ale, Bell's Brewing. Remus, tell us about why it's the Old Reliable.
It's my first introduction into craft beers, man. I don't even think the place on was that Michigan, across from the Union. It was some little bar. I don't think it exists anymore. I'm not sure. It almost looked like a tiki bar.
I'm on Michigan now, though.
I know exactly who took me there, and I'm gonna ask him.
Okay, all right, cool.
But it was like my first craft beer. Like, this is it. Like, this is crazy, man. Like you said, man, it's consistent. I found it in Georgia, Southwest Georgia.
You were worried about this one too. You're just like, that's gotta be the one.
That's it. Man, and I wandered around and found it in one store. One store, man, and it was like, oh, this is crazy. But yeah, introduction into craft beers, man, and had me ever since.
Well, we really appreciate you searching around for this stuff. Like, you told us right off the bat in our pre-interview stage, you were just like, I don't know if this is a good idea, because I'm not going to be able to do all of this. But no, you made it work, and we're at the end, and we got the one that you wanted too. So that's good. All right, Reliable. You guys that are listening to this show, you've heard plenty about Two Hearted. You've probably had it yourself, so we don't need to go too far into that. Let's get into this song. I'm excited already.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break and listen to the song. We'll be right back at you. We are going to be listening to Think Twice by JD, or J Dilla. Both? Same guy? Same guy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, all right. So, J Dilla, JD, whoever you know him as, Think Twice. We're going to listen to that and be right back.
All right, we are back from listening to Think Twice by J Dilla. I enjoyed that a lot. I thought it was really cool that they had some amount of lyrics and then dropped off pretty quick and just let the band do their thing. Remus, why is this your Old Reliable?
J Dilla, he is Without J Dilla, there would be no Kanye.
Oh, wow.
Kanye would admit that, and I think he has before.
Okay.
Dilla passed away from lupus, but his samples, man, I put them on. This one thing I can play in my office like loudly is just instrumentals, pure Detroit. That song sounds like an original, but is actually a Donald Byrd song. So
okay.
It's like he's heavy on the jazz, but twisting it and making it sound like, oh, this is a modern hip hop chill type vibe.
Right.
I think he was lo-fi before lo-fi.
I did get that from the backbeat, definitely.
Yeah. Wow. I like that. If I had to put lo-fi on anything, I'm like, man, that's Dilla, 100%. I think in the hip hop world, it's Dilla over everybody. I think anybody would admit, if they're a true hip hop head, regardless outside Detroit, it's Dilla. Dilla. There would be, man, so many artists, Kanye alone. I think I want to say they worked together on a few things, or they did a couple projects together, but it's just good music, and it mixed with jazz, a real live horn, sampling real jazz songs, playing instruments like they're actually playing keyboards. And this was in the 90s, when they say, oh, yeah, sampling. No, we're going to sample and actually play it ourselves.
Gotcha. Huh.
So real live musicians, and then rapping and creating a whole vibe off of something. But it always feels good. I got love-hate with Detroit. But yeah, with Dilla, it always comes through. It always feels good. It's that music you put on tonight. Yeah, let's just go riding.
Gotcha.
Go riding. But always good. Dilla.
Yeah. I suppose you don't have to answer this if you don't feel like it. So this would be your love for Detroit. What would be your hate then? Like I said, you don't have to answer.
Yeah. No, I'm going to. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All the Detroiters out there. I'll push some more love. The women, the females, and not in a romantic way, but they're some solid individuals. Like if they like you, they'll best friends, you can have. I guess the hate part isn't really a hate, it's their confidence, man. The guys' confidence that I ran into, like at State, that was like my first time running Detroit folks. I'm like, why are y'all so cocky? It's like, oh my gosh. But it's that big city like vibe that I wasn't used to. I'm like, man, y'all got confidence galore. And we were still friends, but we gonna trash talk, play the dozens, and then go have a beer later on. Right. And then still talk trash and, push each other to be better. But, it's all, man, Detroit. Love the city. Love the city,
Yeah. It's doing well right now. Like, it really is. Like, the amount of people I know up in the suburb, I live in the suburbs of Detroit.
Yeah.
People are no longer like worried about going downtown. Nice. to have a good night. I mentioned this off the air. My sister's turning 21 soon, and one of her friends was like, "Hey, let's just go downtown." And I was like, "Wait, where?" She's just like, this girl was like, "Oh, I don't know. We'll just go downtown." I was like, "That's pretty bold." Even though the city is 10 times safer than it was 10 years ago, if you don't know where you're going, don't try to just go down there.
Oh yeah,
that's a bad idea for any city. It doesn't matter what one you're in.
Yeah.
But so I was like, no, just go down there with a plan. If you go down with a plan, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
If you have no idea where you're going, you're gonna probably end up where you don't want to be.
Yep, or right around the corner from where you don't want to be.
Sure. Yeah. But,
yeah.
Yeah. Any other great influences from Detroit music that you found, or is this just your top?
Ooh, this jazz euphonium, the original jazz euphonium player for me, Bernard McKinney, aka Keanu Zawadi. He just passed 90 some years old. There was a jazz euphonium player named Brad Felt. He passed away, man, and I got a chance to play with him, man. Like, killing jazz euphonium player, man, and the sweetest guy ever. But man, as much as I hate their arrogance, I don't hate it. It irritates me because they're good at what they do, and it's like, oh, but you don't have to tell me. You can just do what you do. But that's why I appreciate them. All their artists. I think right now in the there's a Detroit like a orchestra thing aside from the symphony. And they're doing hip hop. Deshaun Jones, man, phenomenal saxophone player, man. He actually wrote a euphonium piece for me, and with a backing track. And I'm like, we gotta. I played it at the International Tuba Euphonium Conference, International.
Oh wow!
And I was like, man, we gotta put this on wax and see what it does. But we got some more things to do with that, man. But they've always embraced and always pushed me as a musician. But man, awesome city. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
For sure.
Great place to visit.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, the amount of the amount I feel what you're saying about the confidence based on some cooks I've worked with that have been Detroiters their whole life, barely even been out of the state. Man, they like themselves. Like there's one guy in particular. He definitely thinks he is the shit.
Yeah,
and, like it's not that he's not. Like he's a great guy now, but there's some stuff he's told me, some stuff I find out, that it's just like, yeah, you weren't the shit this whole time. You might be right now, but I know you made some mistakes, and like now that I'm some people's boss right now, like I've been trying to get to know everybody.
Yeah,
and, like they. People will share their story if you ask them, and it's much easier than you might think. And some very sad stories out there that create some interesting personalities. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. You understand why they're like that? Like, oh, so you have to be like this,
yes,
in order to like almost survive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's wild, man. Yeah.
But I also enjoy being in a profession that pays well enough to be able to pull people out of a really bad situation. I do feel blessed in that way.
Nice.
Not that has anything to do with beer or music. We should probably pull it back in.
Yeah. We're talking about Detroit. Detroit's got its own thing going. For sure. So I guess that kind of answers the question, because Remus, you said you grew up in Lansing. So, I mean, Lansing, I didn't really spend a lot of time in Lansing when I was at school. I mostly spent my time on campus and, around. But do you think Lansing has a similar vibe to Detroit at all, or is it completely its own thing?
It does without the splash, we got our own thing, and it's almost, it's the irritating thing when we hear that little bro thing from U of M. It's like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah,
like we're little bro hitting big bro in the mouth every single chance we get. Like if basketball, we gonna sweep you.
It's true.
talk to you. We national champs. Wait till basketball season. Yeah, you got your licks in. Just wait. Yeah, and it's a separate thing. I think it has its pluses and minuses. It's just on a smaller scale, but we definitely produced some decent individuals doing some decent things. Yeah. Just on a different scale.
Sure.
Cool.
Man. Man, you've been on this show for a little too long when us Too Hard is tasting sweet.
Right?
It's like, what is going on? All right.
I mean, we can get to ratings if we don't have anything else.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I think.
Yeah. All right. Too Hard at IPA from Bell's. All reliable if there ever was one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what is there to say that we haven't already said? And apologies if this is your first episode that you're ever listening to. I guess you have some homework. You got to listen to Art of the Stuff. Oh no.
Right.
But I mean, it's exactly what you want an IPA to be. It's got all of the hoppy flavor that you want, except it's still palatable, full bodied, and it still tastes good. So, yeah. I think I usually range anywhere between a 4 to a 4.5, depending on how I'm feeling. Today I'm right in the middle, 4.25. After that double juicy, it's like,
yeah,
going from juice to no juice is like, but the juice.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna match that same rating. It's just, I'd even venture it's just what you want in a beer, not just an IPA. When I want a beer, it's generally not a light beer anymore. It's something heartier. That I didn't even mean to say that. That's horrible. We're just gonna say 4.25. I'm gonna shut up because apparently I've had a little too much.
Yeah. I go higher because I've been super nice. I think with everything.
That's all right. We're too harsh, honestly. We've been doing this a little too long.
I got to drink more beer. I go 4.8.
4.8. Okay.
Slow, reliable, man. It's good to me.
Yes.
So I'll be good to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's our show. This is the end of episode 3 of our 3. You've heard 6 segments with Remus. Heard all sorts of different jazz. A little bit of hip-hop sprinkled in. It's been a really great time. If you like our show, be sure to give us a follow on Instagram at BYOBeats_podcast. That's the social media that we are most active on. If you want to get in contact with us directly, best way to do that is email. So that'll be byobeats.business@gmail.com. Or, slide into our DMs on Instagram. We answer those as well. We're on Spotify, YouTube, all the things. Shout out YouTube gang.
Keep it going. It's growing pretty good.
Yeah, YouTube is growing. New for this year, 2025, Twitch. We're doing our album reviews live on Twitch. So we're going to try and do more and more on Twitch as we get bandwidth and ideas. So twitch.tv/BYOBeats_podcast for those things. And keep an eye on our Instagram because that's where we'll be announcing all of the things that we're doing there. And, of course, the recordings of those live streams will be available on YouTube and our Twitch channel. I think that's everything for all you song drinkers and music drinkers. I said that wrong. I always say it wrong. Music drinkers and beer listeners.
That's the one, yeah.
Remus, if you have anything that you would like to shout out, now is the time. If you
Sweet, man.
That's okay, too.
Appreciate you guys for having me on, man. Super fun. Shouts out Albany State University, HBCUs everywhere, State of Georgia, ATL, Michigan State, Lansing, Detroit, Michigan, home of good beers.
Yes.
I miss you. Yeah, but again, appreciate, man. It was super fun, man. Thanks for having me on, man. Check these guys out, man. This is fun, man.
All right.
Very much appreciate that, Remus. Thank you again for being on. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself today. We're going to get out of here. For us here at BYO Beats, this is your boss with the sauce, Nathan Doss, signing off for myself, Johnny Schwiegs, and Remus Webb. And remember, musicians are people too, especially with more beer.